Screen's not on. Screen's on.
I didn't get the first part of it.
Okay? Chill. So, I need to write each as a radical and as a power. So the easiest thing to do is to write it as a power and then turn it back into a radical. So this is x to the 3 over 6. Because the 6 becomes the denominator, 3 becomes the numerator, and this is x to the 2 over 4. Now, you would never leave those fractions. That's x to the 1/2 and x to the 1/2. Multiplying, we add them. 1/2 plus 1/2 is x to the 1. So that is a power. Right? As a radical, you can't. Right? You can't make it a radical because it's a single thing. Down here, as a power and a radical. Choose a letter. I don't care. I'll do whichever one you choose. J? K? There isn't a K there. You would be a lot less annoying to me if you would pull your head out of your backside and do what you're supposed to do, Gervir. B? No problem. That is m to the 1/3 times m. Now, m is to the 1, right? So that's 3/3. Yes? What is 1/3 plus 3/3? M to the 4/3. There's the power. Mr. Harvey.
Just drop this off. Put it on 2 pages.
Nice. Periodic table. Sweet. Oh, did you guys hear they just found an alien gem in Israel?
Yo, wasn't it like Venom? What?
No, it wasn't Venom, Ashton. They found a gemstone, which is obviously made of the regular elements, but it's a new compound that we've never seen before. And it's not found on Earth, so it must have come from a meteorite.
They said alien gem. I was really confused.
Alien gem.
Yeah, I found Jim at first.
Was some dude named Jim from another planet?
Or like a place where it is.
Oh, a place where you could work out? Where aliens can go to work out, like in Men in Black or something? Where they can go and not be hit on by other aliens? Like women's only gyms? Yeah, okay. There's the power. The radical is, of course, the cubed root of m to the 4th. Yeah? Determine the exact value without using a calculator. This is what we did in our notes. Doesn't matter which one we do. Let's do h. Negative 64 to the 2/3. You know that's the cubed root of negative 64 squared. The cubed root of negative 64 is negative 4 squared, which is 16. All of these worked out perfectly. You should have known them been able to do them in your heads. That's why I gave you this here and said no calculator. Any questions about any of those? Once? Twice? Thrice. I know I said I would show you all the answers today, but I want to give you as much work time as possible. So what I'm going to do is once I've done this little bit of review, I'm going to give you your assignment. I will fill out the rest of this key and put it up on the board so you can check it then. Everybody understand? That way you get the most work time possible. Everybody good? Okay. And let's do one of these. Which one do you want to do? Doesn't really matter. You choose. Give me a letter. B. Okay. So negative 3/5 for a base, right? Or for an exponent. Yes? So that a negative exponent flips over the base, right? So this becomes 1 over 32 to the positive 3/5. Now, 1 to the 3/5 is always going to be 1. So that's not changing. So it's 1 over the 5th root of 32 cubed. The 5th root of 32 is 2. 2 cubed is 8. So this is 1/8. Because that is 2 cubed. Yeah? And then the next one is just the same. It's just a mix of the previous two. Crazy stuff's going on, right? Let's actually do h, because it's got a decimal there that's kind of weird, right? Because h is almost exactly the same as b, because 0.8, most of you will do 8 over 10 and be like, oh, weird, a 10th root. But that is really 4/5, yes? And then the 1 stays the same, -1. And I want the 5th root of 32 to the 4th power, which is, again, -1 over 2 to the 4th, which is -1/16. Everybody cool? Cool enough to go on to your own work, which has some of this and everything else we've done, while I do this key? Yeah? Now, would it be good for you if I continued recording so when I do this key, you see all the work? All right. Now, do you think, to do all of them? Or if I do half to 2/3 of each one, will that be enough? Yeah? Okay. So you people, I want you to work on pages 23 to 28. Now notice there are no answers here. If there are no answers, what is it? It's an assignment. Can you use your notes? Yes. Can you work together? Yes. Is working together, getting in a group around one smart person and being 2 questions behind them while you circle the same answers they circle? That's what you're going to do. Is that useful? Is that useful to anybody? No. So if you do it, will I have any sympathy for you when we get to your first test on exponents and you do poorly? No. Will I be watching to see if any of you are indeed doing that move where you are 2 questions behind the person beside you and then filling in their answers? Yes. Will I discipline you? No. How will I discipline you? You will get bad grades on the test. Okay? That is your discipline in this room. Because if you want to waste 4 months taking this class and then fail it, that's your problem, not mine. Deal? Go. I will work on that key and put it up on the screen. Well, I'll just be working on the key. You can see it while I work. Oh, wait a second. I think I have all these already done. I do. I have these all done already. I've got them all done. I did them. No. So, ladies and gentlemen, if everybody could have a quick look on the board, this is that page with all the keys. So I'll leave it and I'll scroll through it very slowly so you can check it on the video later. Notice that the radicals are green, the powers are blue. Okay? And I will scroll through this very slowly. Oh, I didn't do all of them. Like I did A, B, E, and F. Oh, no, they are all there. we shall start now. If you don't have my answer, what is your job? Correct it. And if you don't know why, what is your job? Ask. If you are too shy to ask in front of everybody in the room, that is fine. I will be here at lunchtime, after school, and X blocks. When do you ask? Lunchtimes, after schools, and X blocks if you don't wish to ask in front of everyone. Okay? There are the first three. Is everybody good? Once, twice, thrice. This is page 23. Thing you've just been working on all period, Aiden. Everyone is good? There is 4, 5, and 6. Check your work. If you need to, ask. Is everybody good? There is 7, 8, and 9. Hina. Why isn't 7D? B. Ah, good call. Okay, because if I add x to the 24th over x to the 4th, I'd have 24 x's, right? And on the bottom, I'd have 4 x's, right? Those 4 would cancel, and I'd be left with 20 x's out here, right? Okay, well, 8 is the base. It's not x divided by x, it's 24 x's divided by 4 x's. So it's 24 8s divided by 4 8s. 4 of those 8s cancel, leaving me with 20. There is 10, 11, and 12. Any questions? Allie. Pardon me? 9.
Yeah, why didn't you say 8? No.
Okay. 10, 11, and 12, we are good?
Yeah.
Spectacular. There is 13 and 14. 15 doesn't quite fit on the page, so there's 13 and 14. Everyone is good? 13's a tiny bit tricky. Yes, Allie? Okay. Negative exponent does what to its base? Reciprocates it. So now I have 16 over 9 to the positive 1/2. That means the 2 square root of 16 over the square root of 9. Square root of 16 is 4. Square root of 9 is 3. Okay? Okay. There is 15 and 16. We are good. And there is 17. Yes, Gravir. I'm sorry, what? Okay. The cubed has to go to everything, right? So since this is all part of the base, that there's x to the 4th, but it's 3 times. So that means I need 4, 8, 12 of them. You add it across the brackets. You only add when you're multiplying, not when you're raising a power to a power. 18 through 20. I am waiting, Ashton. I'm waiting when you got it right.
I got mine.
Okay. Do you need to see why?
Yeah.
Okay. So this becomes x to the negative 20 over x to the negative 9, correct? Now, how you think about this is up to you.
What happened?
The easiest thing, I think, is because they're both the same symbol, you would cancel these 9, cancel 9 of them, and I would have x to the negative 11 is all that's left, right? But that's not allowed, so it becomes 1 over x to the 11. The other way to think about it is x to the negative 20th, x to the negative 9. Neither of those is allowed, right? So it becomes x to the 9, it goes up, and x to the 20th, it goes down to the denominator. 9 of them cancel, leaving me with 1 up top, and 9 of them cancel, leaving me with 11 on the denominator. Two ways to think about it. I can't get into your brain and tell you what to do, so I try to show you every way I can think of to think about it. 19 and 20 are good? Which one? 20? Yep. So a negative exponent flips the fraction. So I'm going to have 2y all cubed over 4x squared all squared. 2 is cubed, so I'm going to have 8y cubed over 4x squared. All of that is squared. 8 divided by 4 is 2. Y cubed over x squared. All of that is squared. So 2 squared is 4. Y cubed squared is y to the 6th. And x squared squared is x to the 4th. 21 and 22. You can see the last time I marked this, people had questions about 21, as did people this time. We good with 21 and 22? Once, twice, thrice? 21? All right. So, what does that negative do to this base? It flips it over. Y squared 5x times 1 over y. What is y squared times 1? Y squared. 5x times y, 5xy. 1y on the bottom, 2 y's on the top. Cancel that y, cancel one of those y's, and I've got y over 5x. Negative exponents are the death of a great many of you because you forget to flip it. 22 is good? Okay. 23, 24, 25.
Wait, what's 24?
I'm getting to 24. I'll talk about it in a sec. The answer to this question is D. But the answer to this question is C. Does everybody know why? Because negative 25 times negative 25 would be 625. Because negative times a negative is a positive. So the real answer is D, but some kids always circle C because of that negative. Does everybody understand? 23? Sure. So negative 2 to the 4th is positive 16. A4, B8 over 2, A6, B3. 16 divided by 2 is 8. 4 and 6, going to have a squared on the bottom. 8 and 3, I'm going to have b to the 5th on the top. 25, we got to 26 through 28. We're good? 29 through 32 are all on the page. We're good. I don't know where the choices for 30 went. 35 multiple choice questions, but no. I stole this from somebody else. I don't know why 30 has no choices. Obviously, they were trying to mess with your heads. And 33 through 36. And you're going to give yourself a mark out of 36, which I will get from you tomorrow. Harmon. Allie.
Could you start off to 30?
I will get this from you tomorrow. 28? No. What are the next two pages I say? 29 and 30? Okay. We're finishing them tomorrow. I'll give you 10 minutes to make sure they're done in class tomorrow, so do some of them for homework. And then tomorrow we will start our unit on radicals. It's not new, obviously, but there's a couple of things in it that you might not have done in grade 10, depending on who your grade 10 teacher was. Were you in pre-dip? I don't remember. You were in regular? So you will not have done a couple of things that we did, that you're doing right now. There'll be a couple of new things for you. But only, I want to say 2 new things. 2 new things. It's tough because I don't remember what I did in pre-dip, what I did in regular, and then I don't remember who was where. Because so many kids come out of pre-dip and go into pre-calc instead of doing IB math. So I get confuzzled about who was where. Mostly because I'm old. And I play a contact sport and I keep getting hit in the head. I'm reasonably sure I've only had 1 concussion. But I don't know. By today's standards, I have had many concussions. But back when I was your guys' age, unless you were pretty much knocked out, nobody thought you had a concussion. But nowadays, it's now been proven, well, not proven, but research shows that if you actually see stars, or you know what I mean, then you've had a mild concussion. And I see stars every single game I play rugby.
So what is seeing stars? It's like when you get hit when your vision's black.
Your vision, like what I personally see is, you know how when you're lying on your back, you look up the sky, you see those things floating across your eyes? I see those zipping around on the periphery of my vision.
So like when I get on, because what happened in movie.
No, those are actually, those are leftover pieces of the coating that was on your eye when you were in your mother's womb. Because it breaks up, because you don't need it anymore, because it doesn't need to protect your eyes, and they're floating around in your eye, and that's what you're seeing. There is evidence of some people that are not right in the head gouging out their eyes because they see those floater things. I know. But yes, I see stars every single time I play rugby.
I remember getting hit once and my vision went black.
That's a concussion. Guaranteed.
'Cause I'm a whole, it was definitely mild then. So
Yeah.
right
Oh,
away,
yeah.
I had
The-
a massive headache on the way.
Yeah, the rules have changed, right? When I was your age, like I say, if you weren't knocked out cold, get back in there. You're fine.
So I kept playing.
Yeah, of
And
course.
The only thing that happened was the ride home.
Yeah.
I had a really bad headache.
But now the rules are very different. Like that's why refs stop the game and get him off the field. And that's why we ask you the date and where you are, and no, I shouldn't say that. We didn't understand concussions and brain stuff as well when I was your age, which was 30 years ago, as we do now. So you get some old guys saying, oh, they're just being soft. But
It really came.
it's better to be soft, a little bit softer now than have somebody be a vegetable when they're 60. Right? Like my buddy's dad was a BC Lion back in the day. And he's not very much older than my parents, and he's just a wreck. He's a mess. Allie. It works fine. Come on up.